Hello and welcome. In today's tutorial, you will be learning how to create this effect from scratch. You will be learning everything: the slashes, the black hole in the center, the winds that scales, everything. If you're ready, let's hop onto it. Okay, welcome again. So, first thing first, we are gonna creating this the slash material, which contains noise texture is panning over the x-axis, and we have some, let me connect it, and we have some reflection value, like you guys can see. This is reflecting like that. So we will be creating this. Then we are gonna be creating our the radial material, the black hole, which is pretty simple, you will see. Then we will be creating our cylinder mesh in Blender, which is also, we have to have a mesh for the slices, for the slashes, and we will be creating the mesh in the Blender as well. Then lastly, we have to be creating a wind texture in Photoshop. So let's start this shenanigan. I'm gonna create a new file, which is tutorial, and open it. So first thing first, we have to have a torus, which is I'm gonna create right now. I'm using Blender for the accessibility. You guys can do it in the Maya as well. We just need a primitive shape, nothing too fancy. Okay, we just need torus like this. You guys just can shade smooth or just add a subdivision, it's up to you. I'm gonna add a subdivision. The pivot have to be in the middle, otherwise it doesn't work. So we are golden. Yeah, now we have to export as an FBX, and in my case, right there, I'm gonna rename it like SM torus tutorial. Selected object, apply transform. Yeah, okay. Since we're here, let's create the other mesh as well, the wind mesh. For that, you have to have a cylinder, and it has to be at ground level. So for this, you are gonna press G on your keyboard, and G plus C and 1 key. It's gonna bring up here, and then Shift A and Alt transforms. Then you can shade smooth it or not. Don't shade smooth yet. Next thing, go to the edit mode with tab. I mean, I'm using an add-on, but you can use this to switch the mode. Then press 3 or press here, holding Shift, select these two faces and press delete faces. We have this. Okay, I want to scale this down like this, and then the whole mesh I want to scale, but not on the z-axis, only on the x and y axis. So how you do that in Blender? you press S, Shift and S, like this. Then I want this top part to be outward, to facing outward. I don't know how to pronounce it. So for this you are gonna be pressing O or this button and Alt select this loop. Then just scale it outward like this. You can select all and apply one subdivision, then just shift select, then just select this edge tool and Alt select this loop, then just dissolve edge. Okay, we don't need this edge, we don't need any unnecessary polygons. Then just shade smooth. Then we have to touch it UVs basically. So just scale it downward, scale on X, on Y, or not on Y, just not scale, just move, press G and Y. Why is not working? Yeah, I know. Okay, just press O again for this proportional editing, then just G and Control, no, G plus Y and Control to snap. Yeah, so we have this. So just make sure, I'm gonna open my texture for to see if it's mapping correctly for the UVs. Where is my wind? Yeah, here it is. I'm gonna skip this, or I'm gonna actually include it for you guys in order to check your texture. Image texture, then we are gonna select our wind texture, then connect it like this. Okay, it's mapping correctly. We don't have to do anything with our UVs. Nice. Okay, just Ctrl A for the Control A for the apply transform, all transform. Pivot should be in the middle as well. Then we are gonna export like usual. Select object, mesh, and apply transform for good measures. Then gonna rename it like a wind mesh underscore tutorial, something like that. Yeah. So we are done with the modeling, I guess. Yeah, we are done for the modeling. So close the app. Okay, before closing, let me just import those meshes and see everything is okay. So one was what? One was, let me just tutorial. Yeah, this one. Can I import all? Yeah. Okay. So we have 1 and 2, one torus and one the cylinder. So let's create our first material. No, not this. Create a material and name it like m slash or anything, and open it. Then control, let me just close this. Then control space for selecting our mesh for slashes. Then we have to mask it out. Just make sure I'm recording. Yeah, good. Let me just open here. Okay, now we are gonna create a mask for our slashes. I don't want this whole donut to be visible. So first thing, I'm gonna change my blend mode to translucent and shading mode to unlit. I don't want my particle to be affected by the light, basically. So I have 4 sockets. I'm gonna use just 3 of them. So first thing first, I wanna type a texture coordinate and component mask, which is you can type component mask or just shift C is a hotkey for that. So let me just preview that. I'm gonna use green and blue channel as well. We are now just using a red channel. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sign this, put a value 2, this make it the both way, the cutout like this. Then I'm gonna power this like crazy amount, like I don't know, 50, 20. Yeah, 20 is good. Okay, we have a slash mesh almost ready. So the next thing is I want to cut this part, the inner part. So don't forget to check 2 sides as well, because we are gonna need it later. So I'm gonna shift C again, or just copy this node. Then I'm gonna select the green channel. What this does is this the inner part, the masking inner part. So I'm gonna actually copy this sign node. What this does is making a both way. Then I'm gonna power it again, but it's a lower value. Yeah. Then I'm gonna multiply these two, and I have a slash mesh. I wanna multiply like a 10 actually. Yeah, just the I want just the front part. So what I'm gonna do again, let me just organize that a little bit cleaner. I want middle part is a little bit glowier, a little bit brighter. So I'm gonna copy this and make this, I don't know, like a 50. Let me just, no, 150, maybe 300. Yeah, 300 is okay. Then multiplied by 10 for the brightness. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm adding some values in the middle for the brightness. The edges will be a little faded, and the middle part of the slash it will be a lot brighter. And I'm gonna I guess I'm multiplying this with this. Let me just preview. Yeah, I guess. Actually, I should be adding this. No, actually, I'm going to multiply it. Never mind. Let me just see. Yeah. Okay. So my slash, what do you call it? My slash mask is finished. Now I have to add the noise for the variety. So how you do it is pressing U for the texture coordinate, U and press. Then I'm gonna press T for the texture sample, but before that I'm gonna add a panel. For the hotkey is P. Yeah, and I'm organizing them. So for the texture, the noise texture, I have a lot of textures, and I'm gonna use this one. Yes, I kind of like the the noise texture. It's a hand crafted noise texture, and I made it in Photoshop. Then, and I wanna distort this texture as well, because it's like this right now, and like tiling should be like 3. Yeah, 3 is okay. I'm gonna copy this node and reset the tiling, then select different noise, and multiplying and adding this in this textures coordinate like this, and it's gonna be so much distorted, and you don't want that, so I'm gonna decrease this like 0.1 and little bit like a variety in the panel. Okay, and we can use some pen in here as well, like a 0.5. Then lastly, actually not lastly, but we are kinda done. We are multiplying this mask with this mask, and it gives us this really cool texture. Then I'm gonna first saturate for clamping its value. Basically it's clamping its value 0 to 1, and it's a bit cheaper than the clamp node. And for the emissive color, I will be using two-sided node. Then I'm lerping that with particle color, and color B is going here, and color A is multiplied by 0.1. so it's basically whatever color B is, color A always be 10 times desaturated, devalued than color B. That's what it makes. Okay, let me just stop and see. Yeah, you guys can see the inner part is black and outer side is white, because this node is making this happen, two-sided sign. So for the reflection, I'm gonna use another lerp, and A value is gonna be 1, and B value, I don't know, like a 5. I want something extravagant, I don't know if that's the word. And for the alpha, I'm gonna use this as alpha, then connecting in the reflection, so you guys can see we have distortion effect as well. So we are done with the slashes as far as I know. Let me see. Yeah, we are done. Okay, you guys always can decrease this for the thicker slash, or increase it for the thinner slash. I'm gonna use like a middle 15. Yeah, and always can decrease this like 0.5 for more, not more actually, increase this like a 5 for more slashes, or more variety. I don't know how to call. Basically we are tiling this texture a lot. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's the correct, let me just check. Actually not, it's not the correct, this is the correct way, I guess. No, it's not. Okay, okay. Never mind. Yeah, okay, we are done with our slash. Let's use this on our Niagara system. So create a Niagara with fountain and call it ns underscore, like I don't know, Venti. first. Then I don't need this. I need this, not this, not this, not this. I might need this. Yeah. So I'm gonna use a mesh renderer for our mesh. Then using this mesh and creating enable material override, then that ticking that plus and clicking here and here. So we have our material, but they are spamming all the same. How to call the same orientation, so we have to change that. So initial mesh orientation, we have this, which is what we want, but maybe not that much a particle, like a border, yeah. And let's change their color. I mean, this look kind of nice, but let me make it cyan. Maybe 0.1 was a bit too much. Let me make a 0.1. I mean, the black is actually so much black and it's kind of disturbing. Let me change the pins because it shouldn't be like this. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, but it's backwards. It shouldn't be. I mean, it should work. I don't know why it shouldn't. Why it didn't work. 8.7. Yeah, 0.7 is working. Okay, 0.7. I mean, it's for me 0.7. Maybe you like the black. So we have this, and we have we want to make their orientation updating. So for that we are gonna be adding update mesh orientation. Then I'm gonna updating their mesh orientation by 1 on Z. So let me play, and they are just making a ball. Okay. And I'm gonna make it once and like a loop duration 5 seconds. Initialize particle maybe 0.2 and 0.5. It will be a lot quicker. Yeah, I mean, kind of resembles, right? Yeah, and maybe like a, I don't know, 100. I mean, 100 is okay. Overkill. 10. And the particles are way too much, like 20. Yeah, 20 is okay. It's good. So believe it or not, actually we are done. One thing you can do is just multiply this opacity mask with or the particle color for dissolving or fading the particles. And other than that, our slash effect is done, and it's doing that for us. Nice. One thing I forgot to add is scale mesh size. So I want to scale its size by the end of its life, like a 1.7. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit more how to call, little bit more interesting looking. Yeah. So the next thing, our black hole, which is extremely easy to create the material wise, at least. Black hole, open it, just add radial exponential, then particle color, not this, particle color, and 2 multiply node. one. Actually, we just need one multiplier. Yeah, never mind. For the opacity, and this goes to emissive, and this is translucent, unlit, and two-sided. So what it does is basically a radial. This you can change this parameters for your liking, but for me and for Venti's burst, its radius is pretty faded, so it's actually perfect for me, the default values. I'm gonna add another emitter, another fountain. This time I'm not deleting this, instead of I'm just getting this. Then I don't want spawn rate, I just need one particle, and it should be spawning once, and life is 5 seconds as well. I don't want shape location at all, and I don't need this. Scale color, yeah, I actually need this. For 0, let me just, yeah. For 0 is 1, and no, for 0 is 0, and for 0.01 it's going to be a 1, and for 0.9, like a 9, it's going to be a 1 as well. So it's going to be fade in, fade out instantly. So I don't need mass, and I'm just need a uniform one particle, like a, I don't know, 250, too much, 150, 100, yeah, 100 is okay. Then I want this to be black. So how do we pulsate this black hole like in my effects? I'm gonna add scale, sprite size, then I'm gonna uniform, where it write uniform curve scale, I'm gonna multiply this float by a sine. So you can see our black hole is pulsating, but it's not living because its lifetime is too short, 5-second lifetime. So you guys can see our black hole is pulsating, but it's very linear, it's starting small and going up slowly, so we have to change that. So for that, let me just experiment something and put 1, and for the period, let me just multiply float, like, I mean, not multiply actually, random range float. Let me just see this. 0 is too overkill, maybe 0.6. Yeah, you just need to make this. Mine is a bit complicated, but this is way easier. Yeah, it's way easier. You guys always can randomize the scale as well, like 0 to 1. Or this 0 is actually overkill as well, maybe 0.5 to 1. So it's gonna be a little bit unpredictable and bias as well. Yeah, bias as well. Just randomize this like 0.5. So it's a, yeah, you guys can see it's a bit unpredictable. Yeah, okay. So our black hole is done as well. And next thing, what's next thing? Yeah, next thing is our glow. Let's just duplicate this. Let me just rename this while I'm at slashes. Black hole, and this one is glow, the artificial glow. Yeah, so I don't need this, and I want this color actually. Where is it? I want this color. Just copy it and paste it here. Paste. So I have this. I want this to be pretty big, like 500. Yeah. Then alpha is actually pretty. Should be pretty. Should be pretty low, like a 0.05. Yeah, 0.05. It's gonna be an artificial glow, like in the let me show it on the level. Let me just reset it. Where is that? Venti burst. Yeah, reset it. Okay, this is mine. Okay. My bad. So you guys can see it's looking like that already. Yeah, it's kind of looking like that. Mine is a bit how to say, I worked my effect pretty much, but this effect is done in like a 30 minutes, so it's kind of janky. Yeah. So next thing are absorbing particles. Let me just create another fountain, then rename like I don't know, the absorbing particles. Yeah. So I don't want any gravity. I do want drag. Yeah, this much is. I mean, let me just actually random float 0 to 1. It's fine. I don't want any velocity, I guess. Yeah, I don't want any velocity. So my shape should be pretty big, like 200, I guess. Maybe a bit much bigger, like 400. Then my sprite alignment should be velocity aligned, and my sprite size will be random non-uniform, and this one is gonna be 1 and 10 and like 5 and 30. Yeah. Then I'm gonna use a spring force for absorbing those particles. Then let me just random range float this force like a 0.1 and 0.3. Then the spring tightness should be like a 5. So let me just, yeah, and this particle is, let me just make it once and like a 5 second as well. Like, I mean, I don't want it to be 5 second because, yeah, you guys can see particles spawning after my black hole disappear. So I'm gonna make it like a 4.5. By the time my black hole is gone, the particle should be gone as well. Like that. Okay, maybe 0.3. Yeah. So for the color, you know the drill. Copy and paste. The one thing I'm gonna do different is I'm gonna randomize these particles, not the hue, but the saturation and the value range. The value should be like a 3 and range should be 1 and like a 20. Some particles will be a lot brighter than the other particles. You guys can see, yeah. And the spam rate is too much. I'm gonna make it 20 as well. Then I'm gonna copy this whole emitter, and before you do that, just save. For God's sake, just save all, because if it's crash, you're done. Whole thing is all over again. You have to do all of the things all over again. So for this, and one thing I forgot to add is kill particles in volume. I don't want this particle be swinging around all the time. I'm gonna kill them in the radius. So just copy this. You can copy the nodes just pressing Alt and dragging them, by the way. So for this, actually I don't need this in this emitter because I'm saving a spring force and using a vortex force for this. And I'm gonna plug down my particle size like a 2. These particles should be a smaller one. Then for my vortex force, I'm gonna randomize like a 500 and 1000. Yeah, let me see. Yeah. So some particles are gonna rotate around the sphere, and some particles gonna be absorbing into the sphere. Then I'm gonna reduce this like a 20. Yeah, it's more like it. Yeah. So let me just see on the Venti burst. You guys can see some particles are rotating and some particles are absorbing into the black hole. So yeah, we are almost done. We just need to create this wind mesh, which is, you guys can see here, this ground wind effect. So let us create. So open Photoshop and create a 1024 by 512 canvas, then paint it black. Then just pick a brush, add a layer, then pick a brush and paint like this. Then pick an eraser, and so I'm gonna decrease my smoothing. I'm using a mouse so you guys can follow me. So like this. I mean, oops, like this. Like it doesn't have to be a perfect because it's scaling very fast that you can't even see. So for that I'm gonna other offset, then I'm offsetting half of my horizontal value. If you have 1024, you have to basically divide by 5012. If you have 2K, you have to be dividing 1024 here. So I'm gonna fix the seam by just, I'm gonna do a draft because otherwise this tutorial is gonna be a lot longer. I'm gonna just paint it here like this. Then I'm gonna erase some. Actually, I don't need. This is very bulky actually. Let me just erase a bit. This more like it. Okay, just offset again. Then you guys can see this is now seamless texture. Seamless. You guys can take your time and perfect it basically. I'm just demonstrating a way. So I'm gonna save it like a Ctrl Shift C S, then using a PNG, and using this, the wind tutorial, save it, then just import it here. Then it's just texture, where is it, wind tutorial, right here. So let me just create a material first, wind tut. So don't forget to save your file in case it crash. So let me just preview our mesh that we created, and let me just drag our texture, then connect it to emissive. You guys can see it's wrapping, which is good. Then we need to do is again make it blend mode is translucent, underneath. Then we are need a little bit what do you say, variety, and it's cutting on the top. Let me just solve that. Press U and component mask and start your preview. Yeah, this is good. Just take a G channel, then multiply with its with our texture, then connect it to opacity, and voila, our top seam is gone. Okay, sweet. So just press U, and we don't need a panner, or do we? Yeah, we need a panner for this as well. Press P for panner, or just type it. Then I'm gonna copy this whole setup for our distortion, UV distortion. Then I'm gonna change this like T, TS. I'm using this. I'm gonna use this noise. I kind of like this noise. Don't forget to tick two-sided as well. Yeah, this is better. Then I'm gonna multiply and add. Multiply first, then adding into this panner. Let me just make a space, then just decrease value like 0.1. Yeah, then just a little bit value like a -0.2. You guys can see it's distorting our wind texture, which is a more organic. Yeah, let me just find the correct, okay, this is our correct axis. I don't want this much rotation, like 0.5, because we are gonna doing our rotation on particle. For our particle, which is, we are gonna use all good particle color and multiplying with, or we don't need, yeah, we don't need multiplying with our RGB, just opacity. Yeah, flag this, or just control, take this, flag here, and flag opacity, and flag particle color into emissive. Yeah, you're done. Yeah, so let's create our last emitter. I'm gonna delete this. I don't need this. Didn't need this, this, and this. I mean, I need this. Okay. So I'm rendering a mesh, which is what? Which is this. Enable material override. Then press here. Then create, then select our material that we just created and apply here. So let me just, there's our wind. So one problem is too many wings, like 5 is okay, and all of them are rotating same, because our meshes are spamming same. So how do we solve this? We are making an initial mesh orientation and press none, then rotation, and making a random range vector, then 0, 0, and like a 1. Yeah. Then I want to rotate this in real time, not just once. Then what I have to do is updating my mesh orientation, which is same thing. Just put 0 on all the x and y axis, then press 1 and put 1 in the z axis. So voila, you have rotating sphere, rotating winds, but they are not liking wind because wind is like a translucent and our wind is not. For a forget, let's change our lifetime like a 0.3 and 0.5 is good, and I'm gonna use random range. My first color will be like a grayish, and second value will be a not fully white but a little bit grayish. Yeah. I don't need mass, I don't need this, and I'm using a uniform. Actually I'm gonna use random uniform, like a 1 and 1.5. yeah, not actually, that's pretty big. Let me just use 0.5, 0.7 and 1. Yeah, that's more like it. Okay. Then I wanna make them go outward. So what I have to do is scale mesh size. So let me just play. They are scaling, I guess. This is sprite size. Okay, my bad. Scale mesh size. Convert, multiply factor by float, then float from curve, and this linear value. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't want spam burst, spam rate. I want a spam burst, like a 5 particle. Yeah. Let me see. Yes, sir. And one thing, I'm gonna tile this because if you remember, our wind is tileable. Let me just preview and find the correct axis. Right, 5. No, okay, this 1 and 1 is like a 4. Yeah, not 4, maybe 3. Yes. Yeah, that's more like it. I'm already liking it. Yes, and let me just 0.9. Yeah, and maybe just maybe 0.5, and this is spawning once. Yes. Okay. Next thing, the timing is off because this all the emitters are spawning the same time with our wind. Our wind should be spawning first, then all the emitters. So we are gonna add some loop. I mean, not this last one because our last one is relevant. So we are gonna add like a, I don't know, 0.1. Let me just see. Let me just add 0.1 all of them. Yeah, okay, 0.1. Glow also 0.1. And these absorbing particles, yeah, these absorbing particles should be spawning like a 0.4 second after our black hole is appearing, like a 0.4 as well. Yeah, yeah, golden, I guess. Let me see. Yes, let me see on the level. And one thing is, we have to offset our wind because our wind is spawning the center of the simulation position. So for that we have this position offset mode, and let me see our wind, and probably it's minus 100. Yeah, probably. So this is our effect. Let me just unhide it and put it on the like a ground. It's like a miniature of my effect, but it's kind of cool. So let me show you the both of my effects, and this is my original effect. You guys can see this is the original effect. We have the feathers, but I don't have a time for making a feather mask. You guys can use any feather PNG. Just slam into this emitter, just change sprite into feather. Just create a sprite like this one, like a black hole one, but instead of this just use a texture with feather texture, then multiply with this alpha and connect the particle color as a color. It will work. So let me show it again. This is my original effect. It's a bit longer because it's like a 10 second, and it's our tutorial effect. I don't like these slashes, and I'm gonna like tweak them a little bit. This is scale sprite size again. Scale mesh size because we are using a mesh. So random range, yeah, multiply vector by float, then make it a curve, and 1.5. It's gonna be a lot nicer. Then set this. Yeah, this looks a lot nicer than the other one. Yeah. Okay. And let me just make it bit more impactful. 1 and 1 point, I don't know, like a 1.5 and 1.7. Yeah, let me just reset it again. Yeah, okay, this looks better. Our black hole is a bit small, but let me just increase it like a 150 and just hide it and show you the whole effect again. You guys can see it's it's basically the same effect. So there we go. We are created our Venti burst effect from Genshin Impact. It will be a long tutorial. Unfortunately, I'm not a good speaker, English wise at least. But yeah, I hope you learn something, and don't forget to save. And see you on the star side, or another tutorial, be more precise. Yeah, peace out.